And I'm pretty sure that's Crucial Nug. Yo, fucking shitnap. Who am I watching here? Am I watching the barcode? Okay. So what is the matchup here? Fuck. Cheater Nug, Barcode, Adnap, Hardwell. So that's Terran Protoss versus. So who's playing Protoss here? PP versus TP. We have a double gas open for some reason on this map. No idea why one would do that. Reaper. This guy is trash and is a clown cakes. Yeah, well, I fucked your dad, so. How about them apples? Double Stargate versus Hardwell's usual, I guess. Fuck, how did he know that was there? Hardwell's 3-gate adept pressure. Nug sends that across the map. Homeboy sets up a waypoint with his stalker. Nope, he didn't set up a waypoint with his stalker. He just A-moved right on top of the Reaper, apparently. So, while this doesn't necessarily mean cheating, it is definitely a red flag. Like, when you are finding stuff on the map in a single click, that's a bit sketch. So again, doesn't necessarily mean cheating, but it raises a red flag, and you need to watch the rest of the replay to really see what's going on. There's proxy gate. Is that a void ray? Yeah, it's a void ray. Okay, so now so not only has he A-moved on top of the Reaper, but now he has A-moved on top of the proxy. So this is the second time back to back where he is finding stuff on the map in the fog with a single click. Very unlikely to happen. And so now the possibility of this barcode hacking has gone up from, I'd say, 25% to about 50%. Because this kind of stuff, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't. When people are looking for proxies, they set up waypoints, you know, like this. And here's the thing. It is time consuming to do that. In other words, you can't do it all, right? You got to set up that waypoint, which is going to take away from something. Maybe you miss a probe macroing. Maybe you miss a tech timing. Maybe you miss this. Maybe you miss that, right? You can't do it all. So this is why Stuff like this is a huge advantage for players because it doesn't tax your mechanics. Now, to be fair, Hardwell has been doing this almost every game. So, and he usually does it in the same fucking location every game. So, it could just be a matter of, well, he's played the guy 100 times, and he knows what he's doing. That could be it. But it still raises a red flag, and it doesn't change the percent chance that he's hacking. Also, not to mention, here's the other red flag. The other red flag is that when you open two Stargates like this, you can't support it going voids. You can support it going phoenixes, but you can't support it going voids. So the only reason you would go void at the timing that he has a void is that he knows that there's a proxy. These are not the types of decisions that a legit player would make. So now we've gone from 50% to about 65%. Because the other thing is that on this map, it is extremely common for a Protoss player. Now, let me break this down a little bit. So, the first adept crosses the map, right? And this is what it scouts. It scouts an expo, it scouts a reactor factory, and you know, I don't know if he clicked on it or what. Regardless, something that is extremely common on this map, and I would say you're going to see in fact, I would say 99% of the time, in a scenario like this, based on what you've scouted, this wall means, and the expansion means, 99% of the time that the Protoss player went next first into a double Stargate. And so if that's the case, 99% of the time it is, you're not going to see voids. You're going to see phoenixes. Because if the Protoss player had played standard, which is what 99% of players do, he would have just straight up lost to a Nexus first double Stargate open with phoenixes. So, with that in mind, we've now gone from 65% to, I'd say, about 70% that he's cheating. He's also gone for double stalker. I mean, really, based on what has been scouted, none of this really makes any sense to me. So here we have a Twilight Council. Here we have a Forge, which is just weird. And then we also have a pylon back here. That doesn't make sense. I guess maybe they...
IAMGMAO just subscribed.
Hold up. So this never goes scouted. Why did they both expand on the low ground? And they didn't even scout this. I gotta go back and watch this real quick. So obviously I know there's a probe in the base here. It goes back there. So what, they just assume that he blocked it? I mean, they don't even attempt. I mean, I guess it would stand to reason that it would just make more sense if the probe is there. Okay, so that's not any indication of hack. I just find it a bit perplexing that that has gone unscouted for as long as it has. Anyway, that doesn't indicate cheat. He even tries to, I mean, you can see he builds a nexus there and then it waypoints back, right? So he doesn't know that that's there, what I can tell. Alright, anyway, so here's the adept pressure, which they are obviously prepared for. So now we have a drop that has gone completely unscouted. And I believe he pans right over top of that drop, right? Like before it comes into vision, that's what it looked like to me. But if you watch the replays too fast, sometimes you think you see things that you don't see, so you need to go back and watch it slow-mo. Okay. So he literally pans right over top of the dropship. So now we've gone from 70% to 100%. 100% map hack. No doubt in my mind, no question whatsoever. 100% map hack. So, do you see how, when you watch replays, how it evolves as you go on? When you get good enough at Starcraft, you can start adding up the percent chance on whether or not it's worth continuing to watch the replay. This is how you analyze cheater replays. And this is how you use reason and logic and the knowledge that you have acquired over your hundreds of thousands of games to bust people who are cheating. Now, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure this out, right? You could just blast through this replay and go to this point. But for me, when I sit down to watch this stuff, I am very meticulous about it because I don't like to give my viewers the wrong information, right? So, anyway, we've gone from 70% to 100%. And everything that happened prior to the pan over the dropship means that he is hacking. In other words, I was right. Every little nuance, every little detail that I covered in this replay added up to him being a cheater. Bam. Right over the dropship. Okay? So again, 70%. Now we're at 100%. So we know he's cheating. Now, see how he moves his army? His camera pans over the dropship. He grabs his army, he puts his camera here, and he moves his army here. See that? A move. Now, in the fact that he just doesn't pre-pull his workers, let me explain something to you guys. There are people out there who will make the argument that this player is not cheating and he's just using game sense. Yes, it's true. It exists. There are people that dumb. Okay? So the reason that he doesn't just preemptively pull his workers is because he's trying to make people believe that he isn't cheating and he's using his own game knowledge. But a hacker who doesn't care, he would have preemptively pulled his workers. And he is so incredibly bad that he actually just lost the majority of his workers. He knew, and this right here, guys, this right here is how fucking terrible map hackers are at StarCraft and why they use map hack. This right here is a clear-cut, perfect example of why hackers use hacks, because they suck and they need to feel better about themselves. But just because he lost all of those workers does not make him any less of a cheater. This right here, this is what I always talk about with people who try to cover their tracks and they're fucking terrible at it. This dude, that is exactly what he's trying to do in this replay. But make no mistake. One click on the Reaper, one click on the proxy, pans into the fog over the dropship, is map hack. 100%. Not to mention the build. He's just bad. The hell did he pan over? So now he's panning over SCVs and a fucking Viking. I mean, hello? I mean, hello? I guess he doesn't care now. I mean, that's literally what he's looking at. He's looking at the SCV here, and he's looking at the Viking. That's what he's doing. So this right here, again, just confirms that even though he lost all of his probes to that drop, it doesn't make him any less of a cheater, right? He's just a bad cheater. Jesus Christ. This is, like, seriously cringeworthy. Every time he peeks into the fog, dude, you gotta go back and you gotta look at what he's peeking at. You see, this is how you use logic, reasoning, and game knowledge to analyze replays like this. This is how you bust people for hacking. Because, let me tell you guys something. The moment that this drop happened and he lost all of his workers, I can guarantee you 80%, I would say 80 to 90% of the player base would exit the replay and be like, he's not cheating. Just got lucky a couple times. This is how they get, get swept under the rug or stay under the radar or whatever, right? Okay, so he's just moving his army. But anyway, under normal circumstances, that drop that killed all of his probes would have never happened. And now, look, he's poisoned his army here. Gee, I wonder why. Because the opponents are moving across the map. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. So they're moving across the map. He's putting his army here. Now he's running away. For obvious reasons. There ain't no damn way. He hasn't even seen this army. So why the fuck is he moving his army like this, right? There's no reason for it. He hasn't seen it. There's no obs in the middle of the map. There has been no scout of the move out. So why is he positioning his army like this? Because he can see in the fog, obviously. Now he's running away. Now he's coming back. Now he's positioning his army like there's an attack coming up the ramp. It's just obvious. 100% map hack. 150,000% map hack. 1,000,000% map hack. And he still lost because he's bad. Right? But anyway.